Hey, back again, and wanted to do a companion video, a follow-up video to the one that I had done yesterday on habits, on how changing your habits is probably the biggest thing you can do if you want to try and change your life, reach some of your goals, how, also habits are hard to break and stuff like that. So all about change your life, change your habits. And I kind of touched on this on yesterday's video, but I don't want to go into too much detail because it's a big story and it probably is best for its own video like today. But I want to talk about one of the first times I had to change my habits to reach a kind of goal, and just my experience and stuff like that. Specifically, when it comes to writing. So long time, well, for the longest time, right? For going back years and decades, I guess, I've always had this idea for a script, a really cool idea, a really great idea for a movie script, which I'll probably talk about in another video later on. But I was always talking about this idea. I was always thinking in my mind of scenes and story structure and the acts and the characters. Like, I was always thinking about and always talking about this idea for a movie I had, but I never ever wrote it. Just for years, like it was always like a conversation. Oh, I got an idea for a movie. Oh, let me. But I never, like I said, I never wrote it out. It was just something I always talked about, but nothing I ever did. And then eventually, I guess I became self-aware. I was like embarrassed to talk about it because that's all I ever did. I never had anything to say. It was always up one day or pretty soon, or I'm going to get to the writing this movie, but I never ever did. And so it was actually, I think, one of my New Year's resolutions was to this year I'm going to finish this damn movie. Right? Problem was I had no time. I was teaching, getting married, kids, family, all that stuff. I just had no time in my day to get this thing done. I may write once a week at best, because it was just something I did when I remembered and when I had some time. But, when you write, you want to have kind of a quiet space, and you want to kind of be, alone. And in my busy, hectic household, that was just an impossibility. And I had no time. So I realized I'm going to have to do something pretty drastic if I want to get this movie done. And I really wanted to get it done. Like, I was motivated to get this thing finished. But what can I do, right? I had no time, no availability. One of my friends actually gave me the idea because he was he was a writer as well. Still is, I guess. And he said, well, hey, you should check out the 5 a.m. Writers Club. I was like, what? What's the 5 a.m. Writers Club? He's like, oh, it's a thing on Twitter. So the idea is it's still around today. People who want to write, because if good writing is habitual writing, you want to write every single day. For people who have no time, you get up in the morning, 5 a.m., right? And before you go to work, because unless you work super early, you probably got some time in the morning. Get up early in the morning and you write. You write as much as you can, and then you go on Twitter, and the idea is pretty simple. You just kind of post how much you wrote that day. 5 pages done, 500 words, 7 pages done, hashtag 5 a.m. Writers Club. And then people would comment on it, oh, good job, good for you, wow, 6 pages, that's amazing, stuff like that. So there's a little bit of accountability. It's a little bit of kind of like groupthink and group mentality, and a little bit of a support group as well. And I was like, oh, okay, yeah, I'll join this club. This is what other writers are doing. Okay, so I joined the 5 a.m. Writers Club, right? And so every morning I set my alarm super early, 5 o'clock in the morning, right? Sun isn't even up yet, still dark outside. Wife, kids, all asleep. I drag myself out of bed, make my cup of coffee, and when I'm half asleep, rubbing that sleep out of my eyes, I sit in front of my computer. Not like that, like this. That's better. And type out this script. And again, I might just do a page a day, maybe 2 or 3 or whatever. And then, then tweeted out, hey, 5 a.m. Writers Club, 3 pages done, stuff like that. And guess what? I stuck with it. And then after about a week or two, it got easier to do. It wasn't as hard. I had set my alarm. Sometimes I even woke up a little earlier than 5, right? Because my body was just getting used to waking up early. And when I woke up, I was excited. I wasn't half asleep. I was like, oh, I'd be dreaming about this script. Wake up and I want to, I want to go right away, and I'd be late for work because I just had to squeeze out, another like scene or something like that because I was on a roll. So it became a habit, right? And huge props again to that. Whoever came up with that idea, 5 a.m. Writers Club, genius. Because it totally helped me. Writing became a habit, something I did every single day, even Saturdays and Sundays, my weekends, right? People usually want to sleep in, and no, I can't. I woke up because my body was used to it, and I didn't have to go to work, so I could really crank out a lot of pages that day because it was now my habit. And surprise, guess what? I finished that script in like 3 or 4 months, right? Before I maybe only had like 20 pages done. And I cranked that thing out in just 3 or 4 months. Now, it was bloated. It was like 160 pages. It was a screenplay, right? So screenwriting, every page is a minute of time on screen. So it was a 2-hour, 163. It was a 3-hour epic I wrote, right? It wasn't great, but I got it done. And it was such a huge feeling of accomplishment, right? I actually finished a script. It was, I'll probably talk about this more in another video, but it was like transformational for me, okay? Because I was always the guy with lots of ideas who would start them, still am to an extent, but never finished. I was never the guy that followed through. I never stuck things through. At least for things that I really cared about. Like I've accomplished goals and done things, I guess, but it was nothing. It wasn't really like personal like this script was, right? And again, goddamn it, I did it, and it was just the hugest feeling of accomplishment and achievement. Like I still like am euphoric thinking about it, right? It was just like I did it. I've been wanting to do this for a long time. I sacrificed. I worked hard. I got up butt early every day for months. And I finally got this script done, right? And it's like, wow, if I could do that just by, hard work and making it a habit and dedicating myself, like what else can I do? And so that was actually kind of the start of this entrepreneurial trip I've been on ever since. I credit that movie and the 5 a.m. Writers Club for now. It was a mental change, a mental shift in how I thought and approached things, right? If you want something, you got to put in the work. You got to, just wishing it into existence like I always kind of was, it doesn't work that way. But I didn't have the success. And that really changed things around. And again, not all credit, but a lot of credit to that, again, the 5 a.m. Writers Club, because it made it a habit. Now, to keep going, I guess, the script was terrible. It was super bloated. It's a first draft. That's normal. Very next day, got up. It was a habit. Got up at 5 a.m. and I started working right away on the second draft, right? And got that done pretty quickly, cutting out pages, tweaking things. It got a little better. Third draft, fourth draft, fifth. I probably did 5 or 6 drafts, cutting pages down, tweaking scene, making everything better. And guess what? By the end of all that revision, I got a pretty good little script. But it took all that time to do because, again, it was my habit now. I was a writer. I got up every morning, and that was just my routine. And like I said, the script is, I haven't done much with it since. That's another video. But got some feedback. I got some reads on it. Got some good feedback as well. The script's got chops. It's not bad at all. It's pretty decent, I think. And that's another video and another project and stuff like that. Speaking of things I didn't follow through on. But anyway, again, habits, right? Like I said, the power of changing your habits. If you wanted to, again, accomplish any goal, make any big change in your life, you gotta make it habitual. Okay, that's the secret. That's the key. Again, like I said yesterday, if you want to go work out, like going to the gym, right? Again, I'm not impressed by people who tell me, "Oh, I started going to the gym the other day." That's easy to do. Okay, tell me you've been going for a month straight. Then I'm like, good. That's the hard part, right? It's easy to go for a day. It's hard to commit for a long period of time. But once you do, right, it's easy, okay? If you want to eat healthy, if you want to try and quit smoking, okay? Again, cut out the sugar like my soda, like, whatever you want to do, okay? Frame it as a habit. How can you make that a habitual action? How can you make that part of your daily routine? And if you can do something like that, I guarantee you're going to reach those goals. You're going to get accomplishment. You're going to get it done. Because how can you not if it's something you do every single day, right? So like I said, change your life, change your habits. 5 a.m. Writers Club, if you are interested in writing, if you are a writer, totally check it out. It's easy to do. It's just a hashtag away. But it was, like I said, transformational experience for me and really kind of changed my mentality on what it takes to be successful and what you got to sacrifice, but also making something part of my daily routine and didn't even think twice about it afterwards. Okay, so like I said, change your life, change your habits. 5 a.m. Writers Club, check it out. I'll hashtag it in here. Does it even count? Yeah, probably. I'll try it. And that is it. That's another day, another video. I got stuff to do. I know you do too. I'll catch you later.